Today's message is called Cancel Christmas. It's idolatry and witchcraft. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ. Colossians 2:8. Let me just tell you, I used to love me some Christmas. I loved it. I grew up, it's all I knew. I grew up where we, in our household, me and my brothers and the family that I grew up in, we celebrated Christmas. It's all I knew. And I only have good memories of Christmas because my family was very good to me. And every year we would get presents. And it was for me, it was the anticipation of every year to see what I was going to get. We knew we were getting gifts. We knew we were getting a bunch of gifts. We knew it was going to be anywhere between 10 and 20 gifts that we were getting every year. We knew it because that's what we used to get. And so what child would not be so excited to get a bunch of gifts, like so many you could barely carry them? What child would not be so excited to just every year you just open those packages and you open it and it's exactly what you wanted. It's the gift that you wanted, that you told your parents you wanted, your family, your friends, you told them that you wanted this gift, and you're this child that is just waiting to see if you got it. And you open up this gift and it's exactly what you wanted. It's the Barbie doll that you wanted. It's the Barbie card that you wanted, the Barbie house. You got the whole set. You got everything in there. I used to get little baby dolls with strollers. Whatever I wanted for Christmas, I got it. I knew it would be there for me. I just knew it. Every year there would be something there that I wanted. And the same thing was true for my brothers. So, and it was a time of, we always had good food around us. We had beautiful decorations in the home, just beautiful lights and just all different decorations and ornaments and everything. And it even seemed like people around where we were just nicer. They were just nicer to other people. They were nicer to us. And it just seemed like every year Christmas was just, there was like a warmness about it. There were so many fond memories. There was so much happiness around it that I remember every year. And so that's how it became such a tradition. Let's call it a stronghold, because that's what it became over the years, because it was joyful to us. It had happy memories. It is something that we thought we would continue on and on and on forever. We thought we would just keep having Christmas. So fast forward to around when I became an adult. So even with all the memories of the fun that I had during Christmas and all the celebrations that we had each year and the beautiful gifts that I would get, and around 2023, as I'm an adult in my 20s, I started to have a feeling of, what is Christmas really about? What is it? And right around that time, I began to ponder about it. And I thought about the fact that I'm going to have children one day. And I love children. I always have. And I thought about, when I have a child, what am I going to tell my child about Christmas? Because here's what we learned in school and in church about Christmas. We learned, of course, there was cartoons, there was books, movies, music. Everything about this was about a fat guy, a fat white man in a red suit that would come to our house. This is what we were told, would come to our house in the middle of the night, down a chimney, which we never had. We never had a house with a chimney that I can remember. But we were told that a fat white guy in a red suit would come down the chimney in our house at night and bring us gifts. And when we woke up, there would be gifts there. And so this was a lie that was perpetuated. Let's call it what it is. It was a lie that was perpetuated in school, in church, family, friends, people that we know. We're all asking about, Santa. What is Santa going to bring you? And so, everybody goes along with that. But eventually you get to be an adult and you realize the stuff that you learned as a child, it just ain't true. It wasn't true. People were lying to you. And I had to think about, why would people lie about Christmas? If it was so wonderful and it was so joyful and it was a celebration about Jesus, Jesus is all about truth and honor and integrity. So why would people be lying about a fat guy, a white guy in a red suit delivering presents in the middle of the night? And as an adult, I just started to ponder on this, and I said, something is not adding up. Something didn't sit right in my spirit about Christmas, but I couldn't explain what it was. And one day I was looking through my albums, my photo albums. I had many of childhood photos from a long time ago, and they were passed on to me. So I had a lot of my family photos that I was looking at. So I came across one of the photos of me as a child, as a little girl, and there was a photo of me sitting in Santa's lap. I was a little girl, and I had all this beauty and innocence and just this brilliant shine about me. And I'm sitting in this old, fat, white guy's lap who did not have the beauty and shine that I had. And so there was a big contrast between my presence, my spirit, and his spirit. And I'm looking at this on the picture and I'm thinking, that don't look right. There's no way you can justify it. I didn't know this man from a can of paint. It didn't look right. And so as I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, why? Why did we go through all that? Why is all of that tied into Christmas? And it wasn't until many years later where I started to research about Christmas, where I actually found out the truth, the disturbing, dark, disgusting, demonic truth about Christmas. And it had me wide-eyed and just staring at the screen at what I found out about the history of Christmas. Is not what you think.
I seen a lot of y'all posts talking about we shouldn't tell our kids that Santa isn't real. It ruins it for them. And look, Christmas is not your day. It's not your day at all. Our ancestors was not sitting around when they were slaves worrying about what Christmas gift they was getting for their kids. This was the heathens doing this. We seen it as slaves. And when they freed us, we didn't know nothing about nothing. And we started doing what the heathens do. We followed every tradition that they follow. We didn't question it. We don't look it up. We got phones in front of our faces all day. And you won't Google the origins of Christmas, the origins of Thanksgiving. You won't Google none of the origins of these things that, well, it'll tell you right there in your face. Let me prove to y'all that God don't want us celebrate no Christmas. So I don't even understand why the pastor, he don't read this at church. You know what I'm saying? On Christmas Sunday, when they having Christmas plays and eating Christmas dinner at the church. Why he ain't going to these verses? Because it clearly describes a Christmas tree. Jeremiah chapter 10 verse 2 says, "Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them." They scared of the signs that they see in heaven. You feel me? Like when we see these things happening in the sky, he telling us, don't be scared. You feel me? Because they scared of it. Jeremiah 10 verse 3 say, "For the custom of the people are vain." Vain in the Strong's say, to render, passively become foolish, that is morally wicked, or specifically idolatrous. Yeah. Other words for vain is useless, pointless. The customs of the people are pointless. They worthless. You feel me? Ineffective. For one cut a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with an axe. With an axe. They deck it with silver and they deck the tree with silver and gold and fasten it up with nails and with hammers so that it don't move. That's a Christmas tree, man. Stop playing, man. Before they had them fake Christmas trees, that's how they put up the Christmas tree. Jeremiah 10 verse 5 say, "They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not." Like they shape like the palm trees, but they speak not. Like the leaves on the tree, you hear them when the wind blows, you hear them. But these trees, you don't hear these. They don't speak. They must need be bored because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good. Now go ask your pastor about Jeremiah chapter 10 verse 1 through 5.
Yeah, so a lot of people don't understand why a lot of Christians or followers of Yahuwah don't celebrate the pagan holidays. So just like yoga and Halloween and all those things, they have pagan or evil roots. What has evil roots bears evil fruit. Not only that, if a person you love has deal breakers and boundaries, and they have told you not to cross them, right? Don't cheat on them, right? Why would you still do it? Yah has told us that he's a jealous God and to not put any other things before him, including worshiping other gods, y'all. No matter how we do something or what we say it is, it's the golden calf all over again. Doing something evil in God's name is not going to get it.
Hi, my name's Jordan, and here's a question. Can you worship and love God while celebrating the Christmas season? Well, nowhere in the Bible does it say you can worship and love God any way you want or please, but what it does say is, if you love me, you will keep my commandments. And what are his commandments? Most don't know this, but God specifically said, do not worship the Lord your God in the way these pagan people worship their gods. So one of the pagan gods mentioned in the Bible is Baal. So let's Google his birthday. Baal birthday. Also pronounced as Baal or known as Bel. December 25th was also regarded as a birth date of the Iranian mystery god Mithra, the sun of righteousness. The sun god was also known as Saturnalia, as well as Nimrod. Mithra, according to ancient legends, pre the birth of Yeshua the Messiah, was born on December 25th of a virgin. Another person mentioned in the Bible is Tammuz, the son of Nimrod. Let's also Google his birthday. Tammuz birthday. Cronus is an alias for Tammuz. Tammuz was Nimrod reborn, alias his son. His wife and mother was Rhea, Semiramis. Egyptian and Babylonian antiquities recognize his mother as Semiramis, and his birthday is celebrated on 25th December. Another pagan god of Egypt is Ra, so let's see what his birthday is. Ra, God, birthday. Amun-Ra is the original black African spiritual god force whose birthday was celebrated on December 25th in Kemet, ancient Egypt, 4,100 years before that of Jesus. So clearly December 25th is a pagan birth date. But let's not stop there. What else about Christmas is pagan?
He was the sun god reborn, and he was born on the winter solstice. His birthday is recorded in our modern calendar as December 25th. This story goes throughout all the different pagan nations' beliefs. In Egypt, they worship Horus, child of Isis and Osiris. In ancient Persia, they celebrated the sun god reborn, Mithra, on December 25th. In ancient Greece, they celebrated Adonis, and Rome celebrated Apollo. That's what paganism is. These Gentile nations worship the same God within the same story, just with different names.
And paying homage to this ancient, evil, pagan deity, man, right? A lot of our people need to repent. But unfortunately, just like I said, a lot of our people don't read. They don't know what the hell they're celebrating. But they want to deem themselves Christians, right? They want to deem themselves followers of Christ, lovers of the God of the Bible, right? But you're breaking the first commandment. The Most High said, thou shalt not have any other gods before me, right? But it looks like to me that's what you're doing, unfortunately, right? Ignorantly or knowingly, who knows, I'm not too sure. But you have a lot of our people are willingly sinful, right? They do this with a willingness of mind, man, right? Just like they celebrate so-called Thanksgiving, aka Thanksgiving, and then on top of that, they're going to turn around and celebrate Xmas, right? So-called Christmas, which have nothing to do with Christ whatsoever, man, right? So a lot of our people are willingly ignorant, man. But then again, they want to deem themselves Christian.
That's why I'm so sick of these bitches. I've been like you around. You won't think something that was lying. You won't think something lying. I don't understand how you won't be like this. You understand?
I don't care, but Christmas comes but once a year. And y'all gonna spend the next 6 months paying your bills. Every time you think about it, it gives you thrill. Christmas comes but once a year. You know what? I ain't did this shit in 34 years. I have not spent one penny on Christmas. I ain't gonna be tricked by the white man. I'm not gonna boost his sales up when his sales bad the whole year. All he got to do is call y'all. Y'all about his shit. I don't do Christmas and it has nothing to do with my religion. It's called having sense.
Of folks out here who think that Christmas is the original holiday at this time of year, and we kind of gently, I know Frank and I kind of gently nudge our Christian friends and say, just remember, you got all this stuff from us, because we started this. The tradition of Santa actually comes from the tradition of the Oak King and the Holly King. And Santa is actually the Holly King, who dies at this time of year and gives way to the Oak King to bring back the springtime, because the Oak King reigns during the spring and summer, and the Holly King reigns during the fall and winter. And so Santa's ride is kind of his passing the hat off to the Oak King for the spring and summer. This is a very pagan holiday, because it is. Also, the Christmas tree, our Christmas tree, or our Yule tree as we refer to it, is a very pagan holiday, and what they're doing is bringing in the greenery into your house so that you're bringing in life and vitality and all that the evergreens represent.
The word Christmas comes from Christmas, an early English phrase that means Mass of Christ. So what does Mass mean? The supreme act of worship consists essentially in an offering of a worthy victim to God. The offering made by a proper person as a priest, the destruction of the victim. So in order to make you mock the death of Christ, they give you songs like these. Nimrod, the great-grandson of Noah, was the founder of the first world empire, Babel, later known as Babylon.
If you do your own research and you find out what are the high holy days of Satanism, do your own research. Birthdays, Christmas, Halloween. Those are what are considered high days for Satanists. Do your own research. Do not believe what I'm telling you. Do your own research. And understand, think about what you do on those days. You get drunk. For those of us, or when we were younger, we got drunk. We chased after tail. We tried to get into a fornicating situation. We put all types of drugs into our bodies. These are days that so much evil is going to be committed in the earth. And that's what we need to understand.
It's Christmas Eve, all who believe Santa is here, but once a year, all girls and boys dream of new toys, soundly they sleep, wishes to keep, magic the strides, sounds come alive, snow in the air, laughter to share.
You heard the term Old Saint Nick? Well, Old Nick means the devil or Satan, Judeo-Christian and Islamic religions, chief spirit of evil and adversary of God, tempter of mankind, master of hell, Beelzebub, devil, Lucifer, prince of darkness, Satan, the tempter. Old Nick.
Jingle bells, I'm not going to hell. You know what I'm saying?
The Most High tells us in the Bible, he tells us to not be partakers in vain things of the world. Now, he don't want us to take on the customs of other nations. Now, it's pretty simple what he's saying. I mean, if you look at, say, just for example, let's say you have a upper class, a high class white woman who's rich and racist, her and her whole family, racist, celebrating Christmas today. Okay? And then you have a poor black woman who looks up to white people not racist, looks up to white people and is celebrating Christmas today too. You have a Puerto Rican man celebrating Christmas today. A Mexican celebrating Christmas today. All of the commercials on TV promoting Christmas. The president comes on and gives a Christmas speech today. Walmart decorated with Christmas. You go on Google, on the World Wide Web, Google, and the Google words are decorated with Christmas. All of the schools all across the world, all across the nation, are teaching Christmas today. We can't come together. Listen, in this satanic world, for one, no good deed goes unpunished. But we can all come together in wickedness. We can all come together for something that seems good, but it can't be good because the whole world is involved. Imagine that. These are vain things of the world. Me? I'm not like these people. So I'll exclude myself. And it's not only because the Most High said so either. Study to show thyself approved. So if this is what's on your heart, that means that if something's on your heart, if you study the scripture and you find it in the scripture, oh, okay, show thyself approved, you actually find it in the word of God. I'm feeling this kind of way. You study? Oh, okay. No wonder. That's what study to show thyself approved. So I don't need the Most High to tell me that Christmas is wicked and to don't do it. I wouldn't do it even if he didn't say. I know my God. I know my Father. He wouldn't have me. That Christmas is not something that he would have me partake in. He's not something that he would have you partake. That's not something I'm telling, because it's of the world. He wouldn't want you doing that. Period. You have to. Do you know the Most High? You have to know him. Your heart has to be. He has to be on your heart. Okay? Even children. Remember the Most High said that he's going to come back. He said he's going to turn the hearts of the fathers back to the children and the hearts of the children back to the fathers. Lest he smite the earth with a curse. He said that in the later days, which is these times, children are going to see visions and prophesy. And the elderly are going to prophesy and see visions. Today, the children don't want to hear about Christmas. Today, the children are speaking truth and boldly towards these wicked deceivers. Here, take a look.
My granddaughter, just like you kids, really missed her daddy. So I wrote this book to tell other kids, because there's lots of kids who don't know what it's like.
Hey! Not nice. No, thank you.
Okay, so I don't care how good of a feeling Christmas gives. School gave the same kind of the school gave the same kind of feeling. They like to make everything happy. They like to make everything fun. They love to. It's called deception. Okay? Everything's satanic. They got you thinking that satanic stuff is hot and fiery. Well, if we're living in a satanic world with a whole bunch of evil going on, where's all the hot and fiery stuff at? All the satanic stuff is the jingle bells, the happy songs, is the sing-alongs, it's everything that you think is good. It's the basketball games, the football games. Satan's deceiving you. Don't be deceived, yo. And don't reject knowledge. Leave Christmas the hell alone. And that's just one thing. You have a long way to go. If you're still celebrating Christmas, you have a long way to go. Get on board with the truth.
Make merry. We shall send gifts one to another. And not after Christ. Be not afraid of the Lord.
Christmas is evil and it is not the birthday of Christ. Holy Bible. Jeremiah chapter 10 verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain, for one cutteth a tree out of the forest. Tree and the axe. Verse 3, for one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman with the axe. You know what breaks it down? They deck it with silver and with gold. Originally, Christmas was for rich people, so it would have been decked with silver and gold. It was normally the middle-class white people or the middle-class Caucasians who were the ones who put the other colors on the tree. Silver and gold. Silver and gold. And that star up there represents Satan, Lucifer. Yeah, the morning star, the fallen one. Remember, there's two stars now. Yeah, but this one represents the fallen star, Satan, Lucifer. Silver and gold. They fasten it with nails and hammers that it move not. They put an X underneath it, yeah, with 2 pieces of wood or 3 pieces of wood, whatever amount they want to use, so they can stand it up. Simple. Negroes, now I'm talking to you. Remember when they was having this Christmas, yeah? You was living like this. We was living like this. A lot of dads and a lot of moms, yeah, didn't have nothing to give their children on Christmas, yeah? While the ones who created that pagan holiday, yeah, were having the time of their lives. Christmas, yeah, is basically them celebrating their rebirth, yeah. If you realize, pause and read it down there, it talks about the sun, yeah, but yet they celebrate it in winter. Christ wasn't born in winter, blood. There would not be no shepherds out in Christmas. There would be no shepherds out in winter, yeah. There'd be none out, yeah. Why is a shepherd gonna have his sheep out in the cold? For him to be out there watching them, that don't make no sense. Christ is actually born, yeah, in March, yeah, March, April, yeah, which you call spring. So Christmas was invented in the UK, yeah, in the Renaissance period, yeah, when white people were coming out the caves, yeah, when they were trying to do the rebirth, yeah, rebirth for themselves. Men were giving gifts to other men, and they were having sexual dealings with children and other men. It got so bad that they had to ban it, yeah, they had to ban it. Their own people came against each other and banned Christmas. And this is a fact, yo. I know y'all watch Boondocks. No joke. Only black people seem to want to tell the truth, and TikTok's banning all of us. They are upright as the palm tree. Do not be afraid of them, because there's no evil in them, neither is it in them to do good. That's talking about the tree, but the holidays evil.
Now, the spirit behind the Feast of Dedication or Hanukkah is to celebrate the goodness of God and to show your appreciation to the Father for all he has done for you and for his people. If you want to follow the traditions of our righteous ancestors, the Jews, you can light one candle for each of the 8 days during the Hanukkah celebration. Here are some helpful tips on that. You don't have to use wax candles and fire, especially if you have small children running around and there's safety issues. Consider using flameless candles instead. You don't have to have a menorah. You can simply line up 8 candles side by side and light one candle for each of the 8 days during Hanukkah. This high holy day is also called Feast of Lights, so you can feel free to decorate your house with twinkle lights, curtain lights, or any similar kind of festive lighting. I would highly recommend that you buy new lights and not use any old lights that you got hanging around the house that you used for any kind of worldly hell day or any kind of birthday celebration, because that's going to have the energy of idolatry on it. And you cannot use unclean things in a clean celebration. Get rid of that stuff. So get fresh, new, clean lighting and use those new lights for celebrating God's high holy days. Give God your best. We serve the only true living God. So why wouldn't you want to serve God with your absolute best? Keep that in mind every time you're making a sacrifice to the Lord. Give him your best. So, for the Hanukkah celebration, you can give gifts. This is so good. Our celebrations are better than anything that the world has to offer. The high holy days of the Lord are the absolute best. And you can give gifts to your family and your loved ones during Hanukkah. You have the option of 8 days that you can give gifts to your family or to your children. You might decide to give all of the gifts in one day, or you can spread it out and give one gift each of the 8 days, or however you want to do it. How much would they love that? 8 days of gifts. Your loved ones getting gifts for 8 days. They're going to love that. That's way better than Christmas. Christmas is one day, and this is 8 days of celebrating the Most High God. Christmas is celebrating the devil and the world system, demonic worship. The high holy day of the Feast of Dedication is putting all of your energy, focus, and worship into celebrating the Most High God for 8 days. And you can give gifts to your family during those 8 days. Enjoy it. Have fun with it. Get creative. Make it a fun tradition in your home every year. We're to come out of the wicked ways of the world and come back to serving the Most High God. So stop participating in Christmas and replace Christmas with Hanukkah as the Lord originally commanded us to do in his word. Let's talk about what happened during Hanukkah in the Bible, because it's pretty amazing. There's a miracle of oil that happened in the temple's menorah. Let's talk about it. During this time, the sons of Israel, specifically Aaron's sons, were responsible for preparing the holy oil for the menorah in the temple of God. The Most High God required great care to be used to ensure that the oil was clear and purified for temple purposes, and it was a lengthy process that took about 8 days. During the rededication of the second temple at the time of the Maccabean revolt, a small portion of oil was used to light up the temple's menorah. It's at this time that God performed an unexpected miracle to keep the menorah temples burning for 8 days continuously. What a mighty God we serve. And as for me and my household, we shall serve the Lord. So we will be keeping the Feast of Dedication, Hanukkah, and no other celebration in December that the world is keeping. Join us as we keep the Feast of Dedication. I will be posting when we are beginning the celebration and during, so that you can follow along with us and celebrate with us.